He walked in like an ordinary customer, but one sentence from the salesgirl cracked open a truth he had hidden for years. It was a slow Monday morning at Marlowe Auto Gallery, a mid-range car dealership tucked between a pharmacy and a grocery outlet. The usual buzz of foot traffic hadn't picked up yet, and the sales staff lingered around the coffee machine, exchanging tired banter. Among them stood Anna, a smart, well-spoken salesgirl in her mid-20s, who'd joined the dealership only 6 months ago. She was sharp, polite, and had an uncanny ability to make hesitant customers feel heard. That morning, a man walked in, clean-cut, casually dressed, sunglasses on, and a ball cap tugged low. There was nothing flashy about him. He looked around briefly before Anna approached with her usual warmth. "Looking for something comfortable or something fast?" she asked with a smile. The man chuckled softly. "Maybe both." They walked together toward the newer models. Anna started her routine, pointing out engine types, fuel efficiency, warranties, until something about the man's posture made her pause. He didn't seem distracted or uninterested. In fact, he seemed too familiar with everything, running his hands over the curves of the car like someone who had seen them built from scratch. "You've done this before," she said curiously. He raised an eyebrow. "Done what?" "Sold cars, designed them, or maybe owned a dealership," she said, half joking, half serious. He froze for just a second. A flicker of surprise, maybe even recognition, passed across his face. It was subtle, but not invisible. Anna tilted her head. "You're not here to buy a car, are you?" He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he looked around the showroom with a slight smile, as if seeing something beyond the walls. "Maybe I'm here to remember something," he said quietly. Anna's heart skipped. There was something about his tone, deeply personal, almost nostalgic. She sensed a story behind it. But before she could press further, her manager walked out of the back office and caught sight of the man, and that's when everything changed. The moment her manager, Mr. Blake, caught sight of the man, his expression flipped from boredom to alarm. His steps, usually lazy and reluctant, quickened. His eyes darted nervously between Anna and the man beside her. "Sir, I didn't know you were visiting today," Mr. Blake stammered, approaching them with a forced smile and an outstretched hand. Anna's eyebrows knitted. "Sir?" The man removed his sunglasses slowly, revealing a pair of sharp, observant eyes. He nodded at Mr. Blake but didn't shake his hand. "I wasn't planning to," he said calmly. "Just wanted to see how things are running." Anna's breath caught in her throat. Her eyes moved from the manager to the man she'd been speaking with so casually for the past 20 minutes. "You own this place?" she asked, stunned. The man looked at her with a soft, almost amused expression. "Among others," he replied. Mr. Blake quickly jumped in, eager to recover. "Anna, this is Mr. Kellan Hart. He's the CEO of the entire Hartline Automotive Group. He built this dealership from scratch." Anna's jaw slackened. She glanced at Kellan, Mr. Hart, trying to reconcile the calm, almost humble man she'd just walked through the showroom with the powerful figure now standing in front of her. But Kellan wasn't paying attention to Mr. Blake's panic. His eyes were still on Anna. "You're new," he said. "Yes, sir. Just 6 months," she answered, suddenly nervous. He nodded. "And in those 6 months, how have you been treated?" Mr. Blake flinched. "She's one of our best—" "I'm not asking you." Kellan cut him off without even looking his way. Anna hesitated. She glanced at her manager, clearly uncomfortable, and then back at Kellan. "I've learned a lot," she said carefully. "But it hasn't always been easy." That was putting it lightly. She had endured constant belittling from Blake, unfair shift rotations, and was often excluded from commission opportunities her male colleagues got handed easily. She had stayed quiet, hopeful her work would speak for itself. Kellan's eyes narrowed slightly, not in anger at her, but in something else, something deeper. "I thought as much," he said quietly. "I didn't come here today to check on the cars. I came to see if people are being treated right in the company I built from the ground up." There was a heavy pause. The showroom, once just another quiet Monday space, now felt electric. Mr. Blake stepped in again, trying to smooth things over. "It's a misunderstanding. You know how new hires can misinterpret things." But Anna didn't even need to respond. Kellan turned to Blake, voice cool and even. "You've had this position too long to still be making people feel invisible." Then he looked back at Anna. "We need to talk. Privately." And just like that, everything she thought she knew about her job, about this company, was about to change. Anna followed Kellan into his private office at the back of the dealership. The silence between them was heavy, but not uncomfortable. She could feel something shifting, not just in her circumstances, but in her understanding of who this man truly was. Once inside, Kellan closed the door gently behind them and motioned for her to sit. He took the chair across from her, not behind the imposing desk, but beside her. That surprised her. He leaned forward slightly. "Before we talk about the dealership," he began, "I want to talk about you. I don't forget faces easily, and I'm sure we've met before." Anna blinked, taken aback. "Me?" He nodded slowly, watching her carefully. 12 years ago. My car broke down outside a diner just outside of town. I had no wallet, no phone, just come from a business meeting that went wrong. I remember sitting in the rain outside that diner thinking I'd lost everything." Anna's breath caught. Kellan continued. "A waitress came out, gave me a cup of coffee and a sandwich, said I looked like I hadn't eaten in days. She even gave me $10 from her tip jar for a cab ride." She said, "We all fall down sometimes. Doesn't mean you won't stand tall tomorrow." I never forgot her. Anna covered her mouth, the memory flooding back. "That was you?" He smiled. "It was." Her eyes began to sting with tears. "I remember that night," she whispered. "You were soaked and freezing. I couldn't just ignore you." "You didn't," he said quietly. "And that $10? It bought me enough time to get to someone who believed in my idea. That day changed everything for me." The room was silent. "I came today because I've been hearing things," Kellan added, "about the way some of my people are being treated. But I didn't expect to find you." She looked away, feeling overwhelmed. "I never thought you'd remember someone like me." He shook his head. "People like you. You're the reason people like me make it. I don't just remember. I've been trying to find a way to thank you." Anna wiped at a tear. "You don't have to." "I want to." He stood, then walked to the desk and opened a drawer. He returned with a thick folder and placed it in front of her. "What's this?" "Your promotion," he said. "You're the new assistant manager here, effective immediately. Full benefits, commission rights, everything you've earned but were denied. And if you're up for it, I'd like to start grooming you for a regional management role." Anna gasped. Why me?" "Because you're exactly the kind of person I want representing this company, someone who sees people." Her hands trembled as she opened the folder. It was real. Kellan stood again, offering her a hand. "This time, I get to be the one who helps you stand tall." Anna took his hand, eyes wet, voice shaking. "Thank you for remembering me." He smiled. I never stopped. 2 weeks had passed since Anna was promoted, and everything had changed. She no longer wore the burden of invisibility. Her co-workers, many of whom had previously overlooked or dismissed her, now sought her guidance. Even Mr. Barker, The manager who once mocked her dreams and ideas kept a respectful distance. But the best change wasn't the title on her name badge. It was how she felt walking into work every morning. For the first time in years, Anna walked with her head held high. Not just because someone finally saw her worth, but because she did too. That afternoon, as Anna walked across the showroom floor, she noticed a young woman hesitating outside the glass doors. Her clothes were damp from the drizzle outside, and her hands were trembling as she held a resume. Anna walked to the door, opened it, and smiled. "You looking for someone?" The girl nodded nervously. I heard you're hiring. I don't have much experience, but I'm willing to learn." Anna saw herself in the girl's eyes. The uncertainty, the hunger to prove herself, the fear of being turned away without even a glance. "Well," Anna said warmly, "you came to the right place." She invited the girl in, gave her a towel to dry off, and led her to the same small interview room where Anna had once sat and been ignored. But not today. Today, she sat across from the young woman as a leader. Later that evening, Kellan stopped by her office as she was finishing paperwork. "How's the new role?" he asked. Anna smiled. "It's not a role, it's a second chance, and I plan to make sure this place offers a lot more of those." He nodded. "That's exactly why you're here." Before leaving, Kellan placed a small envelope on her desk. Inside was a note. "For the $10 you gave me, with interest. Thank you for not looking away when I needed kindness most." Anna unfolded the check attached. Her eyes widened. It was enough to pay off her debts, her mother's medical bills, and put her niece through college. She sat in silence, overwhelmed not just by the amount, but by the fact that compassion, a moment of simple kindness, had come full circle. As the dealership lights dimmed that night, Anna stepped outside into the cool air. The rain had stopped. She looked up at the stars, a smile forming. From a waitress handing a sandwich to a stranger in the rain, to a woman rewriting the culture of an entire company, Anna's story had come full circle. And it all began with $10 and a warm heart.